Welcome to my first Benji's Not So Retrospective, a series where I'll be talking about a modern game I've played, as opposed to my main retrospective episodes. I hope you enjoy. When working on my Benji's retrospective episodes, I sometimes put the PS5 on, and will scan through the never-ending list of games I have. I don't know about you guys, but I very often get choice paralysis, and I can stay in the Game Library tab for like half an hour, before just giving up and going to do the dishes or the laundry or something. So, this time, I decided to let the PS5 choose for me, by setting my list to alphabetical. The first game on the list is one I've been meaning to play for quite a long time. It was called A Hat in Time. A Hat in Time is a Nintendo 64 style, like Banjo-Kazooie, Super Mario 64, 3D collectathon platformer, which is a genre I love. Well, to an extent. You play as the enigmatic Hat Girl, who starts off in her spaceship, which is the world hub for this game, same as Super Mario 64's castle. And as you collect stars, hourglasses, you unlock access to more rooms in your ship, which will, in turn, lead to more worlds to explore. There is a plethora of things to collect in this game, including pawns, which is money, used to buy badges that are abilities that you can equip to your current hat. Speaking of, the main gimmick of Hat Girl is, you guessed it, the various hats you can wear that allow you to do certain abilities, such as sprinting, ice stomping, and slowing down time, to name a few. There's also relics, tokens, artwork, and even intruders that come onto your spaceship. This game is positively brimming with personality. Now, the levels themselves are quite creative and incredibly charming. Welcome to Mafia Town is our introductory world, and it reminds me a little bit of Super Mario Sunshine. It's set in a cozy seaside town that has unfortunately been overrun by the Mafia. The layout is quite vertical, so it's great for learning all the movement mechanisms this game has to offer. It feels great, jumping, dashing, cancelling, double jumping, etc. There's a lot of items you need to come back for too, when you get certain hats or badges, Metroidvania style. The second world, Battle of the Birds, has you acting in opposing movies with opposing directors. The Conductors level is a story where a murder has occurred on the Owl Express train, and you need to stealthily explore, Metal Gear Solid style, and collect clues to make a case against who you think the murderer is. On the flip side of that is DJ Grooves, who wants to make you a pop star. I think. Personally, I much prefer the train stage, but this game is still bursting with variety. In fact, there's even an award show stage. Next up is a classic in the 3D platformer, the Spooky Forest. Here, an evil spirit will manipulate you into signing a contract for your soul, and you must complete his demands to get it back. Now, some of these include delivering mail to the undead, taking down a possessed toilet, and even making your way through a Silent Hill-esque sequence in a mansion, which literally terrified me. We then have a great change of pace in the Alpine Skyline. Now, this world is set high up in the mountains, and it actually almost acts as its own hub world, with how large and open-ended it is. There are 4 landmarks to visit, including the Twilight Bell, Lava Cake, Great Windmill, and Birdcage. And you traverse around via zipline. And obviously, being on a mountain, this level is by far the most vertical. finally, the finale has you making your way through a fiery castle full of hazards and pitfalls. Very Bowser-esque. There are also these time rift stages, which are bonus levels that you can find hidden in the world by looking at the photos and trying to go and find those locations. So the gameplay in A Hat in Time is excellent, with Hatgirl's movement being very swift and responsive, which is super important for a 3D platformer. The boss fights are absolute spectacles and have some fantastic music to go along with. Speaking of music, some of the tracks were composed by the great Grant Kirkhope of Banjo-Kazooie fame. The game is colourful and bright, and I only had one crash through my entire playthrough. I may go for the platinum, as it doesn't seem too difficult. We'll see. It's not a long game, and it only took me around 15 hours to roll credits. Obviously longer if you go for full completion. There's also some DLC stages, but I'm pretty broke these days, so I likely won't be buying that anytime soon. Although I will say I've heard good things. All in all, I would say if you miss the Collectathon platformers of yesteryear and are looking to scratch that itch, A Hat in Time will fit the bill very well. And I'd even put it up there with some of the N64's and PS1's best. I wish they'd make a sequel. So the verdict? This one will be going into my replayers folder, as I can certainly see myself revisiting it every few years. Thank you so much for watching my first not so retrospective. Have a great day.